Following on from my conscious consumption video that I posted the other day, I thought I would do a plastic-free makeup bag challenge. So I've done this full face of makeup with products and tools that are mainly plastic-free. I'm not going to lie to you, it was really hard to do a completely plastic-free face. I feel like we're quite blind to the amount of plastic that's involved. And when I say we, I'm like including myself in this. When you walk into Boots and you see all of that plastic on the shelves, like I'm talking hair care, body care, makeup, dental care, everything is packaged in plastic. As consumers, yeah, we can boycott plastic as much as we can, but brands aren't necessarily going to know that just because you're boycotting that product, they won't know that it's because it's packaged in plastic, because pretty much everything's packaged in plastic. So I think that without us being a bit more vocal about it and demanding them to up their game, I don't think much change is going to happen, and if it is, it's a long way off. From my experience, emailing brands or tweeting brands, messaging brands, they say, oh, well, we here at blah 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 brand are dedicated to being eco-friendly, caring for our planet, and by 2050 we're going to have 20% recycled packaging. Like, just these promises. I mean, A, they're just promises that probably won't be fulfilled, and if they are, it'll be a while, and B, it's not enough. Like, recycling is not enough. A lot of what we put in for recycling never gets recycled, isn't suitable for recycling. Plastic is an issue anyway because it has a certain lifespan of recycles and then it just can't be recycled. Like, it degrades in quality each time. I think there's other ways it can be repurposed, so it doesn't necessarily have to end up in landfill, but I would really like to expand my knowledge on packaging in general. I know I've recently learned about how good aluminium is for, you know, recycling, because you can recycle it again and again and again. I was reading a Vogue article that was written at the end of 2018, and they said that the beauty industry is worth, wait for it, $532 billion worldwide. That's a big number. But also in 2010, 65.62 billion plastic packaging units were produced for the beauty industry alone. That's massive. It's just so much stuff that's probably still in circulation now. And I do get a bit irate with the amount of greenwashing involved in the beauty industry. They need to up their game. We need to up our game as well. If you've got any brands to recommend, big or small, indie or mainstream, please do let me know. Specifically products, if you've got any hero products that are plastic free or low in plastic, let me know as well, and hopefully we can help each other out. And I'm just going to jump straight on into it. Okay, so I have pre-prepared everything next to me. First thing is moisturiser, obviously. Now, I have got moisturiser on already. I feel like it's actually quite easy to get a moisturiser in glass packaging. So just two as examples, this brown glass jar here, this is the Sukin Hydrating Day Cream. This does come with a plastic lid, so overall with makeup what I've noticed is the body of the makeup could pretty easily be in glass, but the actual kind of fixtures, or you know, like the pumps and the lids and the little fiddly bits, they're usually made out of plastic, and it's obviously because it's the cheapest material to use. It is functional, but it's just not so great for the environment. So maybe you've got to think of ways around it. So like, for example, say they do a smaller size of moisturiser and they do a bigger size, maybe go for the bigger size because you'd have to buy fewer of them, if you know what I mean. But I did want to make a note of this one by Pi. So this looks like a nice frosted glass jar. It's got a plastic lid, but actually inside this, I won't take this apart now, but I went through one of their day creams, and when I was washing everything to be recycled, I took it apart, and it actually has a plastic bag inside. This is not full of the cream, it's just this bag inside which is full of the cream. It's basically like an airtight kind of container, so I just thought I'd make a note of that. It's not always just like looking at the product, and even in this video, like, there's some things I'm probably going to show you that may have plastic coatings on them. They may be, yeah, like lined with plastic or have plastic elements to them that I can't see to the naked eye. For this product in particular, the reason why it's got that airtight plastic bag inside is because the ingredients are kind of mainly free from preservatives. They're designed for sensitive skin, these Pi products, so I can understand that. Just a side note. And then for primer, let's actually get on with the makeup. This is a relatively new primer to my collection. I do really like it. It's the Cooler Daydream Mineral Primer, and I have tried to get the packaging back with anything that I've still held on to the packaging of, if you know what I mean, so that if anything comes packaged in plastic, then I can show you. This one luckily comes in a cardboard slidey container. So Cooler are Logical Harmony certified. They've got loads of vegan options, and this is one of their vegan products. It is a mineral primer. It is very heavy on the silicones. It's got that really nice slippy silicone-y feel to it, but it doesn't feel too heavy on the skin, and it comes in a glass bottle. It does have a plastic cap. You could in theory just use your moisturiser as your primer, like I do that sometimes, but it's just that this has SPF in, so I feel like it's priming my face and it's got SPF in it. But multi-use products are a really good way to cut down, because you don't necessarily just have to look for products that are free of plastic. If you can't find them, you can't find them. If you can't find a product that works for you that's free of plastic, you can't find it. Like, there's nothing you can do about that. But multi-use products are a really good way to cut down on the amount you're buying and using, because even if you can't find products that are completely free of plastic that work for you, because I mean the main thing you don't want to waste your money. Even if it's plastic free, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Yeah, multi-use products might be a good way to cut down on plastic. Unfortunately, one of my favourite brands for primers is Cover FX, but yeah, pretty much all of their stuff comes in plastic. All the vast majority of what I've tried has come in plastic. For foundation, I feel like it's quite easy to get foundations that are in glass bottles, but the fixtures, like I say, I don't know if fixture is the right term, but like the pumps and the surrounding materials are usually plastic. So like this Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation, I love this formula, it's awesome. Comes in a nice frosted glass container, but then it's got this huge chunky bit of plastic on it. Like this layer here and this bit here is all plastic, and it's quite hard to take apart. It's doable, but it's quite hard to take apart and recycle, and obviously recycling is just a short-term solution. It's not really a solution, it's just it's better than doing nothing. So that's that one. And then the other one I've got here is the Nui Foundation. Similar story, glass bottle, but it's got a plastic cap. One brand that does do plastic-free foundations is this one, and this is Zao, so it's Z-A-O. It's all packaged in bamboo, and the idea is that a lot of it is refillable. I don't think their mascara is refillable. Quite a cool brand to check out if you're in the market. They do have lots of naturally like nourishing ingredients in their products as well. I don't love this little compact. This is like their compact foundation. It's a cream formula. I just prefer liquid foundations, which kind of sucks because they're quite hard to get completely plastic free. But yeah, I thought I would give this a shout out just in case you like cream foundations, you might like this. Oh, also the Beauty Blender foundation just comes in this cardboard box. But yeah, I'm going to take this and just use this as foundation and concealer. I really couldn't find a non-plastic concealer because a lot of my concealers have doe foot applicators, and they obviously are made of plastic usually. So yeah, if you've got any recommendations of plastic free concealers, do let me know. I know that RMS Beauty do the Uncover Up concealer, which is not vegan. There's different categories of makeup and not all of them converge on being plastic free, vegan and cruelty free and natural. I also couldn't find a blush that was plastic free in my collection, so I thought I'd take a lipstick. Now I do think this is lined with plastic, but the outside is aluminium. It's the Aeroperas Olive Oil lipstick in the shade High Tea, and I feel like this might work as a blush because it's quite a nice sort of pastel shade. I don't actually love this as a lipstick. I think that it looks a little bit drying. I'm going to go in with my first tool. This is the Antonym blush brush, and I do try and use my hands as much as I can, mainly because I like the way it looks. I think it looks more natural. Obviously I know EcoTools is quite a famous brand, but a lot of their stuff is heavily packaged in plastic. I don't know if anyone's ever noticed this, but I was looking at, because I was thinking of buying some things for this video, and then I thought actually that's going to completely defeat the object of buying less. I've already got things in my collection, I might as well use them up before buying alternatives. So yeah, EcoTools brushes are packaged really heavily in plastic. Excessive plastic in my opinion. This looks really pretty. I like that. This is the Antonym blush brush, by the way. Antonym are another brand that package a lot of their stuff in bamboo, which is quite cool. I also have a contour palette. This is by the brand Jekka Black. Sculpt and Soften palette in the shade Light, and I think palettes are a really good way to get around the plastic problem because a lot of the time they can be packaged in cardboard. I'm not going to put this on because I don't really use cream contour that often, so I'm just going to powder my face and go in with regular bronzer. And for powder today I've got this Kaiser Wise pressed powder. So I actually mentioned this in a recent favourites and flops video. Unfortunately it was as a flop because I don't love it. It's okay, but I just don't think it's worth the money, but I love the concept of this brand. They're really heavy on the whole refillable concept. I think again their mascara is not refillable, and I think their lip glosses aren't refillable either, but I'm pretty sure most of their other aspects of their range are refillable. You pay a lot for the initial packaging, but then you buy the pans individually and just refill them. I'm going to apply that with the same Antonym brush that I've just wiped off. This smells absolutely gross. I feel like I've got a bad one because it does smell really strongly and I don't think it's supposed to. It's annoying because my favourite powder at the moment is the RMS Unpowder, which is, it's just beautiful, but again it comes in a plastic package. I do think that green beauty brands maybe default to using plastic because it's just cheaper. It's a cheaper material to use in general. It therefore keeps their prices down because green beauty is usually quite expensive anyway. Maybe packaging it in plastic just keeps the prices down a little bit. I'm not sure. I couldn't find a bronzer in my collection that was plastic free, so I'm going to go in with this Arbonne highlighting palette. Oh no, it's called their Starlight Glow palette. And Arbonne actually Logical Harmony certified. I had no idea. This palette is actually really nice, to be fair. The quality is really good. And it's made of cardboard, which is great. And you get multiple products in one, so you get blusher, highlighter and bronzer. Like I say, multi-use products. The way to go. I'm going to take that same bronzer into my crease as well. We're going to move on to eyes. This is a Flawless brush, and you see these a lot in cruelty-free subscription boxes. You'll often get a Flawless branded brush. I actually have quite a few makeup brushes in my collection that have wooden handles, which is nice, that have like bamboo handles. And I do recommend Eco Tools brushes. I think they are nice, but I think it's just such a shame that they package a lot of their, if you don't know about Eco Tools, a lot of their handles are made from like bamboo and recycled materials, and they are quite a nice company to support, but I just don't get the logic of making a green eco product and then packaging it in so much plastic. It doesn't make any sense. I actually have a cream eyeshadow from ZAO or ZAO, I can't remember the shade. I think it's actually Bamboo. The shade name is Bamboo. I'll take some of this on my eyelid. It's a very, very light green shade, and I do like the formula of this. I think it creases a little bit, but most products do crease on my eyes. Fortunately for eyeshadow, it was quite easy to find palettes that were packaged in cardboard, so I've got a few to show you here, but if you don't want to order from online, I know that Barry M do quite a lot of cardboard based products. Their eyeshadow palette in the brown package with the yellow eyeshadow, that palette is vegan, if you get the one I'm thinking of. And it's amazing, it's really, really good. My friend's got it and she loves it. The ones I've got here, I've got the 100% pure Pretty Naked Fruit Pigmented palette. This one, oh, I did have a blush. Forgot that this had a blush in it. It's got 2 blushes, or a highlight and a blush, and then 3 eyeshadows. I've also got the Avril La Palette Nude. This was one of my favourite eyeshadow palettes throughout summer. You get 2 creams, 4 kind of brown / coppers, and a mixture of shimmers and mattes. And then this one is my most recent eyeshadow palette purchase. This is the Zulu palette by Juvia's Place. It's the most pigmented palette ever, and the shadows don't crease on me. I mean, they do a tiny, tiny, tiny bit, depending on how much I put on, but this formula is the least creasy eyeshadow formula I've ever tried. The colours are freaking insane. So pigmented. In fact, I want to put some of that green on top of the green that I put down, because I feel like that's going to bang. Let me get a mirror. Weirdly enough, these apply best with a brush. I usually find to get the most pigment out of an eyeshadow, I have to use a finger, but yeah, these apply best with a brush. So I'm going to take this Flawless, it's like an angled fluffy brush, and just apply that to my eyelid. I'm pretty sure this is an indie brand, but I don't think the formula is necessarily natural, so bear that in mind. But the formula is vegan. I'm going to take some of the orange and yellow and just pop that in the crease with the same brush, and then buff it out with a fluffy brush. Underneath the brow bone, however, I'm going to have to dip back into this Avril palette and put some of that white underneath my eyelid, because, I mean, eyelid? Underneath my eyelid, that would be uncomfortable. Underneath my brow bone. Now, you'd think it'd be easy to find a plastic-free kohl pencil, because they're usually made of wood, but they all have these plastic caps, which, I mean, you probably would put in for recycling, but whether they get recycled, I really don't know. This is the Antonym brown eyeliner, and I'm just going to take this on my upper and lower lash lines. I don't like this eyeliner. It's really hard, but also, yeah, it's just really hard to work with. I do have this ZAO liner, which again is packaged in Bamboo, and it's a blue shade. I'm not 100% sure that the blue goes with the green, but we're just going to roll with it. And we're going to apply mascara. Now, for the life of me, I don't have a single mascara that is plastic free. The only one that I could find that's semi-plastic free is this Metal Caution mascara by Hourglass. I'm not curling my eyelashes, but I mean, most eyelash curlers are just made of metal. I did find online a plastic free mascara that came in a glass tube, and then you just use a spoolie to apply it with, which I suppose a spoolie is not plastic free in the first place. I'm so determined. I've been asking my friend about, she did mechanical engineering at uni, and I really want to make a plastic free mascara. Would anyone buy it if I could come up with a design and make a plastic free mascara that worked well and had a vegan formula? Brows are pretty much a complete fail. I don't really have anything that's plastic free, and the only thing I thought that could be considered plastic free is the soap brows kit, because this just comes in a tin, or you could just buy any generic vegan soap and use that with a spoolie, but again, the spoolie is plastic, so oh, it's really hard. Most of the little, like I say, most of the fiddly bits of products are made of plastic. This Hourglass Fibre Arch Gel is in a metal container, but plastic one, so I'm just going to skip brows and consider that an area to work on. And then last but not least, lips. So I dug around in my extensive lip product collection, and this is the best I could come up with in terms of plastic free lip colour and lip balm. So the Evolve Lip Shine, another beautiful small beauty brand. I think they're great. I do like the formula of the Milk Makeup Kush lip balm, and this, from what I can see, is all made of metal, but again, it might have a plastic lining. I'm not 100% sure. It's weird because Milk Makeup in general as a brand are really plastic heavy, like their little skincare sticks full of plastic, but then a lot of their stuff is packaged in metal. Like their lip colours are also packaged in metal, so yeah, I thought I'd mention this one. This is in the shade Cream. and it's a lovely formula, it's really great. The other two I've got here, one is by 100% Pure. Again, this is packaged in metal, and this is the shade Poppy. It's one of their pomegranate oil lipsticks. And also elate. I haven't mentioned elate in this video. I have got requests to do some tutorials with elate products before, but I don't really know where you can see them in store, but I'd quite like to kind of swatch a few products. I can only find them online. So yeah, this is one of their lipsticks though, their Muse lipstick in the shade 1804. I'll put this on now. Oh, it's a metallic lipstick. I hate metallic lipsticks. The formula feels nice, but it's like a brown metallic shade. Let's do the Milk Makeup lip colour. This one probably work best with this eye look. Lip gloss, forget about it. Not going to happen plastic free in my collection anyway. But setting spray, I'm going to use my Evolve Daily Defense Mist. This is actually a toner. I use it as a multi-purpose product. I've got a plastic cap, but it's got a glass bottle. And I'm not going to lie, after that, I feel quite bad. Not one of these products. Maybe one or two of the Zao products are plastic free, but everything else has a little bit of an element of plastic to it. Like I said in my conscious consumption video, like you can't take everything to heart, but there is like a level of responsibility, not even, I mean with the consumer, but the beauty brands. Like you think about most of these brands that I showed you are kind of smaller beauty brands like elate, Antonym, Zao. They are smaller brands, they're indie brands. If they can make an effort to package their products in bamboo and more sustainable materials, the bigger brands, they've got the infrastructure, they've got the capital, they've got the resources to just change what they're making their products out of. But no urgency, there's no sense of taking responsibility. I don't think that I'm a perfect consumer, and I don't think I'm never going to buy plastic again, but I do think that we need to put pressure on brands to just up their game. Like it's just not okay, it's not enough. They're not doing enough, and maybe we're not doing enough, so just some food for thought. I hope this was entertaining in some way, not too depressing. If you've got any brands, like indie brands, big brands to recommend that are doing things a bit more eco-friendly, please do let me know, let everybody else know. And yeah, if you want to see some more from me, I focus on cruelty-free and vegan stuff mainly. If you'd like to join me on my journey of being a kind of better version of myself, then please do like, comment, subscribe, follow my socials, etc, etc. And hopefully I'll catch you in my next video. Bye guys!